Hi, my name is Mike. Thanks for joining me today on my channel, Technically Church, where I share over 20 years of experience in audio, video, lighting, and multimedia. You can always find out more on my website at technicallychurch.com. Let's jump in. So I just want to show you this super cool new feature that Multitracks.com just released for their Playback app for the Mac, for the computer, in 8.1.5. So this is if you're using automated lyrics in ProPresenter to follow along with Playback and doing it over SMPTE timecode. So before, if you changed your arrangement in Playback, you had to have a different arrangement with different cues programmed in ProPresenter. So now there is a checkbox in Playback that says SMPTE timecode follows the default arrangement. So what happens is you can add in an extra chorus, you could add in an extra verse, and the timecode actually adjusts and reverts to what the original arrangement was so that your lyrics will still follow. So I'm going to dive in and show you what this looks like. It's super cool, saves you a bunch of time if you're going to be adjusting your arrangements, and your lyrics will just follow. All right, so let me show you the setting here that you need to choose. So if we edit the song, I'm working with Sam God here. If we edit the song and go to the edit menu and scroll down near the bottom, obviously you're going to have enable SMPTE on. And then there's this new option now for follow default arrangement, and that's off by default. So we're going to go ahead and turn that on and click done or update. So this is a really cool feature because you can program your song one time based on the original arrangement. So for instance, verse 1 currently starts at 20 seconds into the song. Verse 2 currently starts at 40 seconds into the song. So what normally would happen is you would play the song, and it would play, starting from 0, you'd hit 20 seconds here, and you'd hit 40 seconds at verse 2. And you'd record that in time, and you'd have a slide click at 40 seconds for verse 2. So if you wanted to add verse 1 in twice, for instance, you would have to reprogram the song normally to get your automated lyrics to work. So here, for example, I'm going to edit the song, and at the end of verse 1, I'm going to add in verse 1 again. So I'm going to do verse 1 twice. Now, before we had this option, verse 1 would hit at 20 seconds, and then if you remember, verse 2 used to hit at 40 seconds. Well, now what would happen is, if 40 seconds in, verse 1 would hit again, and the lyrics would all be messed up. So now what's going to happen is timecode's going to actually reset, and so it's going to say 0 to 20 here, and then once it gets to here, it would normally be 40 seconds into timecode. It's going to move all the way back to 20 seconds automatically so that your lyrics stay in time. So the time code is going to follow that original arrangement even though you've changed it. So I'm going to illustrate this. So if we jump over to ProPresenter, you can see that my time code is all set up. I've got the intro, verse 1. I've only got verse 1 in here once, and then I've got verse 2. So I'm going to play the time code, and you'll see what happens. Go ahead and hit play.
1, 2.
So you can see it's cued the intro.
2, 3, 4. Verse 1.
And here comes the original verse 1 cue. There it is. Now remember, I did not reprogram ProPresenter in any way. I just checked one checkbox in Playback, and I added verse 1 again. And so verse 2 should be coming up according to ProPresenter. And there it goes. It jumps back to verse 1 because SMPTE timecode is following that original arrangement. So it's following the arrangement you built in Playback. This is a super cool feature. So now we've sung verse 1 twice, and you'll see now it advances to verse 2. So this is a huge time saver. It's a great feature for if you want to do your arrangements differently, but you only want to program them once. This is just a super, super cool new feature from Multitracks.com Playback for doing different arrangements and having your automated lyrics follow. Thanks for joining me today. Again, my name is Mike. You can always find out more on my website, technicallychurch.com, or on my YouTube channel, Technically Church. Look forward to seeing you soon.